5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thunderbird is gone. Hey people, here's your IT stuff with news from the world of technology, including the shock that Mozilla is looking to dump Thunderbird. For anyone under 30, that's a standalone email client. You won't have seen anything like that. So thanks to Register for the Thunderbird is gone gag. And they're serious about it. They're not bluffing this time, because they've killed off Firefox OS, haven't they?
Oh. Well, they said they haven't killed it. They've stopped making the phones. That's their official line. They've still got the boot to Gecko, which I think is the thing that actually powers the Firefox OS.
Right.
So they're still developing that bit, but they're not going to pay anyone to make any phones to support it.
So what's it going to run on then?
Well, anything that you install it on. So I think they're just going to... I have a Firefox, not on me, but I do have a Firefox phone.
Right, let me introduce Chris, everybody. That was Chris being really unhelpful. And over there in the giggling department we have She.
Hello.
And over here on the left-hand side we have Dick.
Hello.
And in the middle, as you can see on our brand new YouTube facility, we've got our Christmas lights, courtesy of the West Jeans Engineering Department. Isn't that awesome? Flashing LEDs, blinking all sorts of colours. It's gorgeous. That's probably a first for BCB Radio. Silver Award Radio Station of the Year for you. We're second best to the BBC.
All right.
Well, we're very close.
Very
close.
close.
The dyslexic BBC, I like as.
Yeah, not the first one. So there you go. On YouTube, Dick is going to be putting us up on, what's the channel called, Dick?
IT stuff. Unfortunately, that's the only way you can find it, because until we've got 100 subscribers, the URL is thousands of characters long.
Right, okay.
And
So
then once we've got enough subscribers, we get a name.
Can't you just, write a bot to register a subscriber?
That's cheating.
Yeah, everybody does it. That's all these people that follow me on Twitter, they don't exist.
Some of them must.
I
think I'm
so.
one of them. So
I'm one of them.
Okay.
I'm real.
But you don't count. We've been following each other for years. I'm talking about corporate cars of Cork, Ireland that followed me the other day. Why? Oh, Lord. This is, what a mess. In the show today, chimpanzees and a Hammond organ. Not necessarily at the same time. But first, it's been quite a month for hacking. Let's start by saying sorry for the little incident that BCB Radio's own website. That's the mobile version only. It got redirected to, filth, basically.
Oh.
Sorry, everybody.
Interesting.
It took an hour or so at least to get it sorted out. It's a WordPress site, right?
That's what happens.
That's what happens.
That's WordPress. It's been a particularly bad week or two for WordPress. We weren't the only ones by any means. And WP Engine as well leaked a load of credentials. They were.
Yeah.
Ouch. That's nice.
So
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Hey!
to those of you who saw the filth, Merry Christmas. And sorry about your kids. WordPress, what's it like, eh? And on the subject of kids, the other big security problems this month were all about the children. Mattel's Hello Barbie. This was my favourite. Supposed to be the first toy that can talk back to you, like Cortana.
Yeah, why is that a good thing? I mean, talking dolls. There's not a great history of talking dolls being,
A good
positive.
thing. Ever.
Okay, yeah.
It's just, it's one step away from Chucky. It's not a good thing.
Yeah, well, this one was more like the conversation, though, wasn't it? Because you could hack the Wi-Fi apparently and turn it into, like have some evil neighbour obsessing about what your children were babbling about.
Oh dear.
Because I mean, there's not enough. I mean, not even in 2015 is there enough like cleverness in Mattel Barbie to do the processing itself. So that was all happening in the cloud, right?
Obvious.
So it's like these smart TVs. It records your every word, forwards it off to Big Brother,
What could go wrong?
mashes it up. Yeah, exactly.
I've seen this
Nothing can
movie.
go wrong.
I've seen this film. It didn't end well.
They've been making films about that since the 70s.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
have.
the whole automated house, all that sort of stuff.
We should have learned.
It's an old one.
Yeah, but it's actually come true. Apparently, you press her belt buckle.
Oh gosh.
It's
But why? Is this supposed to be some sort of babysitting replacement?
that's right. I mean, why couldn't you
Child
at
without
least, like,
imagination?
hold her hand at
Exactly.
least?
Talk to your children.
Yes.
Well, Furby's not good enough. That's what I want to know.
Elmo is not good enough, and all he does is laugh.
Did you see that video last week or the week before where that somebody's got this row of little like snowmen, Furby style snowmen, and
I'm
bloke's
suspecting
got them all-
fire. Was
Is there
fire going to come into
fire
this?
coming in?
No. There's this bloke walks up to him and says, "Hello!" No, sorry, what is it? "Hail Satan!" And all the little snowmen go,
Oh,
"Hail
yeah.
Satan! Hail Satan!" It's hilarious. Yeah, you can look up that. We'll put that on our YouTube
We'll put
channel.
us
What
a
we
link
did.
on there.
That's the problem with Minions, is that once you got some Minions, they just do whatever you tell them.
Yeah, awesome.
It can be used for good or evil.
Yeah. You're reminding me about me salt stack now. That has minions. I'm trying to get me hand round salt and minions controlling hundreds of servers, and they call no.
No.
That's just you.
No.
We've
That's just you.
lost the audience now, haven't we?
Yes.
Okay, fine. And then there was the problem was the Hello Barbie story got shoved out of the way in the usual manner by VTech. Their servers were exposed to 5 million accounts worth of like. It's just kids inane babbling and rubbish photos that they've taken of each other, like eating chocolate and stuff.
I see.
Pretending to be reporters like us.
Yes.
Oh, great. My migraine's come back up. Oh my. Anyway, yeah, so the trouble is, did you see as well last night? They felt somebody's colour for that. Somebody in Bracknell, where all the roundabouts are.
No, what happened?
Oracle, the old Met Office, all that.
No, I missed all that.
Yeah.
We don't really watch,
Okay,
terrestrial.
Fine. Good. It's better that way. So
Was it on Twitter? We'd know about it if it maybe, if it was on
you
Twitter.
should at least be following like InfoSec reactions, and
Maybe. I follow a lot of people on Twitter. When I say, is it on Twitter? It needs to be on like at least 100 people's Twitter before I see it.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll just glance and it'll just be pushed out by people having cups of tea and stuff. Tea day yesterday.
Tea day, yes.
Yeah.
What
So-
was it?
Yeah.
A very British thing.
Well, I missed.
Totally missed Tea Day, and he doesn't look happy.
No, I don't. I'm not happy.
National Tea Day, I think.
I've got a day job now. I miss all this stuff. It's tragic. Oh well, I still have had my coffee. I had about 8 yesterday, I think.
Yikes.
Shockingly, not good. Anyway, there you go. It's not just all about the adults hacking the kids, though, is it? Because there's the National Crime Agency, our very own Britain's National Crime Agency. We've got one, and they've launched, quote, a campaign to discourage young people from becoming involved in
Oh, yeah.
cybercrime.
This one.
After our analysis found the average age of suspects to be 17.
It's a bit old.
We should be proud of these. Yeah, well, the younger ones, it's,
The younger ones.
So the hashtag Cyber Choices campaign is aimed at educating the parents of 12 to 15-year-old boys. No profiling there then. No. Whose children may be involved in hacking or other kinds of cybercrime without their parents' knowledge. Blah, 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 blah. Spot the signs of potential problems. And do you want to help me read out the potential
I saw
problems?
the potential problems.
Yes.
Okay, so go for it, Chris.
Are they resistant when asked what they do online?
Do they get an income from their online activities, and do you know why and how?
Is your child spending all of their time online?
Do they have irregular sleeping patterns?
Have they become more socially isolated?
So there you
So
are.
it's any teenager on Twitch.
Any
Pretty
teenager
much.
operating a computer.
Yes.
They should go outside and they should play in the mud with a stick like normal people.
And all this after the year of code. Seriously?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
That's not going to confuse anyone at all.
No. You see what the real problem is, though, right? Bradford Coder Dojo is having a month off in December, so they're all at a loose end, all these little evil masterminds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you are. So lock them up. No, don't lock them up, because then they'll be in their bedroom.
Don't let them in their bedroom. That's the
Lock them
problem.
out.
You can't ground these kids. It's bad.
Yes.
Put them up a chimney. No, because then they'll see Santa. Damn. Oh, I forgot to mention. Did you see that the Google Earth browser plugin got a reprieve? They were going to close it in the middle of December, but it got a reprieve because they'd forgotten that they do the Christmas Santa tracker thing
The
every
NORAD
Christmas.
tracking thing.
Yeah, so they've reprieved it until January.
Oh, that's nice.
People say Google is
Hail
evil.
Santa.
Hail
Hail Santa! Hail Santa! Oh boy. And in other security news, the Grub 2 bootloader, get this, it's got a comedy 0-day bug. It's CVE 2015-8370. It's only about 3 or 4 days old. Get the passworded boot prompt, right? Press backspace 28 times and you win a boot rescue prompt that pawns the machine, right?
Yeah.
Of course you
Woot.
do.
I see.
No, that always gets you past most passwords. You just hit space a lot.
Well,
or backspace a lot.
I've seen the
Eventually
code.
it crashes.
I've seen the code. There's an off by 2 error, and it decrements the counter of the number of things that you've typed every time you press the button. So if you hadn't typed anything, there's no check. It's a buffer underflow. 14 bytes earlier. Shall we let you in? Yeah, fine.
Oh dear.
Oh wow.
It's very secure.
It's not a bug, it's a feature. It's just in case you forget your password.
It's checking if you can count to 28. That's what it is.
So, moving swiftly on. Well, we've hardly got time to do this now, have we?
Do what?
You've been entertaining us. Peter Gabriel, he's got a new project. It was in The Guardian, so it must be true. Teaching chimpanzees to Skype. There's an interspecies internet project. Guess who's involved? Vintsurf. Right, after all his interplanetary stuff, that speech he gave every time for like 10 years, he's gone on to other species now, and they're going to run an experiment at Monkey World in Dorset to see if chimps enjoy Skyping each other.
I'm sure they do.
Are they hoping to get Shakespeare played out? All right.
Well, I don't know if it's touch screen. Bring up the on-screen keyboard.
Maybe, yeah.
It could happen. Predictive
text, yeah.
Hey,
Shakespeare.
awesome. Just teach it on the Shakespeare corpus. There you go. Run it through a Markov chain generator that's been trained on Shakespeare.
Exactly.
Job's a good one. Oh, Lord.
They have to use Edward Woodward's voice for the chimps, though. That's
What?
what.
I've not got the reference on that
Don't
one,
know.
Chris. You'll have to help.
Okay, right. So X-Files, right? There's an X-Files spin-off series called The Lone Gunman,
Yeah?
and there's an episode in that with a chimp that escapes, and it uses.
What's that got to do with Edward Woodward?
He likes Edward Woodward's voice, so the
Oh.
chimp talks as Edward Woodward.
As only a chimp would.
Yeah, because and so that's why chimps must sound like Edward Woodward.
I'd love to know, why they've never repeated Callan. I used to like Callan when I was a lad.
Because it's from the 70s, maybe.
Probably
Is
got
that-
wiped.
All
And
TV older than the 80s is too slow for people now.
And they're redoing X-Files.
X-Files is coming up soon. Yes,
Woohoo!
there's a new
It's-
series event.
It's going to be on Channel 5, which is really embarrassing.
Oh, is it? Why?
Because Channel 5 is embarrassing.
Okay.
So
Oh. Oh my, right, well, anyway, this is your IT stuff on BCB Radio 106.6 FM, and we're about halfway through the show already, and now it's time for She's World of Stuff. So we go over on our special video link to She, who's down in main engineering. Are you there, She?
Hello.
Great, that's fantastic. What's in your world of stuff this time?
The owl. Basically, it's no, it's not Kickstarted. It's Indiegogo'd. It's an open source programmable effects pedal made for musicians and hackers and programmers alike, or programmers that are musicians who are also guitarists. So the thing about this is that users can program their own effects or download patches from their library. OWL stands for Openware Laboratory. The entire project is open source in both hardware and software. So if you have no life, like me, you could build your own. But also I found that they did sell it in some shops, and it's about 200 quid.
Okay.
It's a bit pricey, but if you're a musician and you're so used to buying lots of effects pedals...
That's the normal price.
It is a normal price for one effects pedal.
Oh, right. Only because of these patch things?
Yeah.
So what they call a patch is basically a potted effect?
Yeah,
okay.
It's an effect. So most musicians or guitarists, they buy like 5 effects pedal, and then they daisy chain it with wires, which is quite of a hazard. But there seems to be some sort of pride about how well you can daisy chain your stuff.
Well, I've seen them,
in front of the stage.
The more buttons, the smarter you are. That's how you can tell how smart a musician is. If they've only got one button, it's not very smart.
Or how well they're doing.
And how many buttons do drummers have?
They don't have any buttons.
There you are. That makes the point entirely, doesn't it? Really.
So the more knobs you have, the more shiny wires you have, and the cleaner your sound because you ground it properly. Then you're like, woo, you know. So yeah.
Can we have a listen to some of that, please?
Oh yes, of course.
That was a really nice, restful one.
That's very nice. So clean.
There you go.
The web page is Hoxton Owl, which is HOXTONOWL.com, where you can find demos and a web shop and all the details about the owl.
I once failed to find a Blythe Power gig in Hoxton once. That dates me. Yeah, there you go, marvellous. Other world of stuff news. We all had a surprise when the Raspberry Pi Zero came out. A cut down £4 Pi. Are you going to hold it up for the camera, Chris? Because we are awesome, aren't we? Rocking on the YouTube channel. Look at it, it's really fantastic.
So tiny.
And that was given away with The Magpie magazine. Yeah, there you go. Oh, look at this radio in action, glistening away above the official IT Stuff Christmas tree. There you go. Also, 2 Raspberry Pis blasted off to the International Space Station this week, where they'll be performing experiments on Britain's latest astronaut. Did I get that the right way round?
It's one of those ways round.
Yeah, okay. Well, whatever. And the Pi competitors keep on coming as well. Last month we told you about, what was it called? The Edge. This month it's the Pine 64 single board computer.
What is this Edge you talk about?
The chip.
The chip. Okay, sorry. Oh my God. I've confused it with somebody out of U2. Oh
my gosh.
He's not programmable.
No, well.
Is it an Internet Explorer?
They're scarcely human.
New browser instead.
Oh yeah, Microsoft Edge. Yeah, at least they didn't call it Microsoft Bono. I don't install that.
I think that's the Apple. Apple is more likely to do that.
Yeah, so the Pine 64 specifically is it's 64-bit, quite a powerful little doodah, fairly open sourcey, well, relatively open sourcey GPU and everything.
Yep.
$15 and up.
That's what they say on the Kickstarter.
Yeah, there'll be all the bits to buy though. They'll like
The usual bits.
Yeah,
you've got to plug bits in. So it's pretty much the same as a Pi, I think, is the best way of looking at it.
So charger, HDMI cable.
Yeah. All the usual gubbins.
Usual stuff.
You're great though, aren't you, Chris? You're great at finding those bits in
On the
pound
Poundland.
shops.
Yeah, you can find most of that in Poundland. Yeah. Well, the other Poundlands. There's many Poundlands. It's a,
There's the pound shop.
Yeah.
There's pound. There's
There's
pound
a 99p
world.
store.
Yep.
They're not quite a pound store.
Yeah.
Yep.
We could get sponsorship from some of those, couldn't we?
You only
This
get a
could be
pound sponsorship. That's how they work.
Oh my gosh.
Right, so we're not exactly aligning ourselves with Apple the way
No.
that you two are.
No.
No.
Okay, rats. Oh, well, never mind. Let's keep moving. To round out the show, it's our local events roundup. Specifically, for somebody who has no life, she has been to a load of stuff this last month, and most specifically, the Yorkshire Sound Women Network had a special Hammond organ workshop that we were getting excited about in last month's show. So how would we like to hear what that sounds like?
You could use that and control it with your pedal. And basically what it's doing is just overloading the power stage on here and causing just clipping. So in fact what we're getting is distortion, because if our sound is basically a combined loads of sine waves, we're clipping it with it turning into square waves because it's saturating. So obviously in synthesis, you want about the sine waves and square waves will have a certain kind of sound about them, and they create more harmonics. So that's basically what that's doing. And at the same time, it's compressing the signal as well and pushing its dynamic range into one area.
You see, that was pretty damn technical, isn't it?
Yeah, he had a lot of buttons. You see, a
world
lot
of
buttons.
analog.
Smart musician. A lot of
Yeah.
buttons.
If you hear all that, creaking, it's you're actually pushing buttons to get the Hammond organ to sound a certain way. So that was a bit strange because I'm classically trained, so I know the keyboard as you're playing a note. And when you press a note, it sounds a certain way. But with the Hammond organ, you press a few buttons and you get different kind of notes. Like for one key press, you can hear a chord or an arpeggio or a vibrato or strange things. You could change the notes if you want to. So I'm like, this is strange. And it's all.
Right, so it's far more complex than just the stops on a pipe organ then.
Oh yeah, definitely more complex. Yeah,
Awesome.
it's amazing.
So how many people were involved with that?
The actual Hammond organ workshop. There are two people, husband and wife. They are in Valleywood Studios in Leeds.
Oh right, yeah.
So it's in their
excellent.
home.
Yeah.
It's in their basement. So there's a few of us from the Yorkshire Sound Women Network come down, and they actually get a small tour about their the studio and the actual organ. So
I've seen the pictures online. They're all similar, but yet fairly individual and on the different models. They're a thing. They look awesome.
they do. I wasn't expecting what I saw that day, and that was my first
Go on.
play with such a thing because
Go
I'm
on,
so used
describe
to
it.
It's actually just like an organ that you would find in a Yamaha shop, except it has lots of knobs and stuff, which makes you go, what does this do? But you just assume it's like a Yamaha organ. But it feels exactly like a Yamaha organ, but it's not. So I don't know how else to explain it apart from
Okay.
pretty sure the modern organ right now is based on this design. So that's even more amazing if you think of it that way, because it's so beyond the future of how modern it is when it's
Yeah.
so in the past.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
bizarre.
Well, that's the retro thing, isn't it? You
Yeah.
know, that's the kind of stuff that goes on eBay for shucking about some money.
Apparently, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. So just to plug Yorkshire Sound Women Network, the it's a WordPress. Oh, you know, like, so hopefully it's still up. YorkshireSoundWomen.wordpress.com, and please don't hack them because they're nice people. Join the mailing list and have a blast with some really awesome folk who understand about square waves and all that other stuff.
Lots of
Brill.
waves.
I like being out-teched by people. That's yeah, we live for that, don't we? Really, more buttons. Okay, a couple of other mini plugs. Coda Dojo. Don't go there this month because the next one is at the end of January.
That's true.
So don't don't look them up in their bedrooms either, because they'll
just hack something.
Yes.
You can't. No.
They'll get up to bad things.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like we all got to start doing that kind of thing, is it?
No.
No.
Curiosity killed the cat.
No, absolutely. Well, there you go, badonkadonk. You've just missed that for this month as well. Next one is 13th of January, and then we're back in the position where we can't plug it on the show, aren't we? Because it happens 2 days before the show every.
You just plug the next month. That's what you have to do.
Okay, so I'm plugging it now. 13th January.
That's our 1 year anniversary.
I see.
Yeah.
Right, started in January last year. It's quite a well-established meetup for Yorkshire, specifically Bradford games makers.
Yes.
Independent games makers, students,
Anybody,
Oh.
everyone.
And Guinness lovers.
And no, that's gone. They've taken that away now.
Tragic.
They've taken the Guinness away from
They've taken the
Wetherspoons.
half-price Guinness away from
Right.
Wetherspoons. Every other Wednesday we went there, it's like half-price Guinness.
Because oddly enough, Wetherspoons had a security breach as well earlier in the month. I mean, just after Talk. There were like 40,000 people who had been sad enough to put their name and address to be friends of Wetherspoons.
Ah,
And, you know.
Offers,
There
discounts.
you go, yeah. Oh, boy. So that's about it for this month. We've had a small feedback that we should plug our multimedia empire a bit more. Are there many ways you can get in touch with us? Things that you want to plug, complaints, whatever. We've got the Twitters at IT Stuff Radio, and we've got the Mixclouds, mixcloud.com/IT Stuff. We've got the emails, but I'm not sure we know how to read that.
We can't operate emails now because we uninstalled Thunderbird, you see.
Thunderbird. Yeah, it's been seized from us. And we've got the YouTubes, and the URL for that is
It's unknown.
It's unknown.
Yeah.
So just search for us on the YouTubes, IT Stuff, and we should be there somewhere, and you'll recognise our swanky logo.
Yeah, and we will seed it with some links associated with BCB Radio.
Yes.
That would be a good search term.
and we have our website.
Oh,
Which
yes.
you can go to.
We could probably link to the YouTube from our website.
Yes.
I know it's a bit old-fashioned having a website instead of all of these social media things.
You see, this is because she does it all for us. And all I ever do is, like, once a month I go and steal the script back.
It's useful. It's a team effort. Now we have YouTubes, the scripts, website.
But we don't know who runs the Twitters.
Yeah, that's a surprise. If you're out there and you run the IT Stuff Twitter, please do get in touch with us.
That's Brian. He's going to be doing some Leeds hack stuff for us from next month as well, which is going to be awesome. So there we are. I think that's about it for another month. We might be doing an end of year schedule stuff special with Sprouts.
Ooh.
So there you go, just recycling all the dead Sprouts from the rest of the year, really. And on the subject of Sprouts, be careful out there. See you in due course. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
use that and control it with your pedal. And basically what it's doing is just overloading the power stage on here and causing just clipping. So in fact what we're getting is distortion, because if our sound is basically a combined loads of sine waves, we're clipping it, we're then turning into square waves because it's saturating. So obviously in synthesis, you know, you're on about the sine waves and square waves. The square waves will have a certain kind of sound about them, and they create more harmonics. So that's basically what that's doing. And at the same time, it's compressing the signal as well and pushing its dynamic range into one area.